experience that you are listening to.
Okay, we all know what that means. We've experienced it. Right?
Selective.
It's no fun. Are you listening to me?
Selective. Listening, hearing only the parts of the conversation that interest you. That's me and my wife in
Yeah.
the argument.
You've mastered that, huh?
Autobiographical listening, which means paying attention and focusing on what the speaker says and comparing that to your own experiences. This can be a helpful practice in moderation, but it is often misused.
Okay, you ever tried to talk with somebody and all they do is talk about themselves? Or maybe have a particular problem, they just go off on this whole tangent. Oh, I had a similar thing, blah, 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 blah. Okay? They're not really helping you, they just want to talk about themselves. Now, occasionally it does help to share our own story, just because people can, relate to it and maybe have some feel they're not the only one or whatever. But it's something that should be done moderately. Okay? So these are the examples of sometimes poor listening that we want to avoid. We want to do proper listening. Next one. None.
Tools for improving listening. Soul. That's our partner. Sitting posture. Open body language. Listening attentively. Leaning forward. Eye contact.
Okay? So somebody talked the other day about, somebody mentioned, I think, sure, right? Body language. Yeah. Okay? The way, if we're going to have a meaningful exchange with people, let's say you go and you meet a big government official, you're trying to get permission for your parade or your festival or your event or something like that, and you look distracted during the conversation, and you're checking your watch, and you're looking out the window, and you're flipping through your notes and all those kind of things. How's that relationship, how's that communication going to go? Are they going to take you seriously? No, they're going to just say no and get out of my office, quit wasting time. So the way we present ourselves is important, okay? So it's a simple thing, just takes a minute to remember. So let's have everybody do it. Sit up straight. Put your feet on the floor. We're going to practice this in just a minute. So sitting straight, uncross your legs, feet on the floor, leaning forward a little bit. And open body language means, you probably talked about this before, not necessarily sitting like this, because it sends a message that I'm blocking. And sometimes we just think, hey, I'm just cold, but it sends a message. So be aware of that, the message you send, okay? Same thing, somebody's trying to talk to you, and you're looking around, etc. There was one presidential election in the United States where they were having a debate. Sometimes they have what they call town hall meetings. The one candidate kept looking at his watch. He's talking to like 100 citizens, asking questions about how he's going to be as the president, and he's looking at his watch, and there's 50 million people watching on television. So if I keep looking at my watch, Mrs. Citizen asked me a question about her taxes, and I look at my watch, what's the message that I'm sending looking at my watch? I'm a busy man, I got important things to do, you're not important. Okay? Now they happen to be the people that are going to vote me into office, and he actually lost the election, in part because of the way that he presented it. So the way we present ourselves, body language, is very important. Okay? A couple little tools, and then we're going to do 3 tools. 4. Open-ended questions.
Use open-ended questions. Such questions do not evoke a yes or no answer, and thus help extract more information and a continued deeper conversation and understanding.
Okay? So, when we're listening to people, we can use these 2 types of questions to help us evoke certain information. One is an open-ended question, which means it doesn't lead to a yes or no, and therefore increases the amount of information that's exchanged. Okay? A closed-ended question is one that gets a yes or no answer, which focuses the discussion, okay? But it also can close out other information. some that maybe you want. Maybe it closes out unnecessary information. It can backfire and close out things, information you do need. So, tell me whether these are open or closed-ended questions. Were you in the bank last night when it was robbed? Okay, closed, right? Because the answer is yes or no. Okay? Where were you last night when the bank was robbed? It's open, right? Because it gets more information. See, if I say, were you in the bank last night when it was robbed? No. I'm kind of defending myself. You say, where were you? Actually, I was in the alley outside the bank. So you got a lot more useful information by asking an open-ended question. So, non-decamar approval. Where were you last night around 9 o'clock? So first of all, is it open or closed? It's open, right? Because it doesn't bring a yes or no. Where were you? Okay.
In the bed.
In bed, okay. So, that makes it harder for my employment pursuit.
Echo.
Okay, so closed questions would be something like this, okay? Closed questions. So, were you in the kitchen at 8:30 last night?
Oh, that's a close one.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Do you know why the camera in the kitchen picked up a picture of you in the kitchen approximately 8:30?
I don't know.
Okay, so the closed question, right? Okay. So can you explain all the burfy that was found in your room this morning that was stolen from? Okay. So open-ended questions gives more information, you're kind of digging. Closed-ended questions, you're kind of narrowing things down. Okay? So when listening, we're going to talk about reflective listening in a second. These types of questions somehow will help us direct the conversation to go a little bit deeper and to have it be more productive. Okay? So, Yuri, go.
Effective listening skills give us
Now, Yuri, you have to say it like you believe it. Okay? You have to say it like you're really enthusiastic, because in 45 minutes you're out of here, okay? So just,
What for all the out of here?
then say it like you're really enthusiastic to be able to stay here and read it.
Effective listening skills give other psychological they provide an open space in which a person may explore their feelings, vent emotions, and feel understood without being judged. These skills include accurately reflecting back the feeling and content of what the other person has said. This allows the person to feel understood while clarifying and understanding on both sides. It is practice in the mood of goodness. It's based on your rate of wanting to hear and not jump in the premature solution of suggestions.
Okay, so we've got a mission. We want to build a favorable environment to help us achieve that mission. There are key audiences who can help us or hurt us to do so. We need to understand what are their needs, interests, and concerns. We need to build relationships with people. That means we need to learn how to listen effectively so we can understand what their needs, and also sometimes even in terms of counseling and things like that. We just need to be better listeners. So this particular type of listening, you've done this before, right? Raise your hand if you've done it before. Not everybody. Okay, all right. I personally feel, my wife would probably confirm, that I've taught this about 22 times because I really need to learn it. And I'm still working on it, so a little repetition is a good thing. So the idea is that this skill allows people to explore their ideas and their feelings. If I go to a new street, right? If I go down the street and I say, geez, I'm having a really tough time, and she says, well, that's because you're eating too much. Okay? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay? That doesn't really help me explore my problem particularly well. Okay? Or if I go to Nanda Kumar Prabhu and says, I'm having a difficult time, and he says, well, you know, I had a similar problem just like that, and he proceeds to tell me a story for half an hour, that doesn't necessarily help me either. Okay? It's like, I got a problem, and I'm looking for someone I can speak to about it. Okay? So this particular skill in listening allows us to give people the space they need to explore their feelings, the opportunity, the challenges, the questions they're facing, okay? Now, does life ever present opportunities or challenges or difficulties? All the time. Thank you, Genevieve. Thank you very much. So all the time. So it can help us in having conversations with people if they're good listeners, because it helps us go a little deeper and make decisions on how we want to lead our lives, okay? So this allows us to give space to think about that. And as it says in the second paragraph, simple process. Hearing attentively, reflecting back or repeating back to them. In essence, two things, the feeling and the content. Okay? What's the nature of the problem and what's the feeling that goes behind it? Okay? So, 4 benefits of this, and then in just a minute we're going to practice. You want to read here? Okay.
Empathic listening helps. To assure you understand, many disagreements are resolved simply by clarifying misunderstandings. To let them be heard, people sometimes just need to be heard or valued and don't need a solution to feel better.
Okay, now sometimes it's worth mentioning, again, who's married here? Okay, good. You know, genders have their tendencies. There's not hard and fast rules. But generally, even like psychologists and people that study the way the mind works and all that, women, more so than men, tend to gain some relief and build relationships based on talking about their problems. Had a difficult day at the temple or at the office or whatever with her mother, and she comes home and she just wants to talk about it. Now, on the male side of the room, tendencies, not exactly hard categories, but men more often tend to do what? Solution. Want to solve the problem. Solve the problem, okay? So, for example, the wife will come home from work and say, I had a really tough job. It was so hard in the office today. Mary was so obnoxious, I just think I want to quit. Okay? And Anatoly Prabhu, being the sensitive husband that he is, you say, well, you know, I got the one edge right here. There's a lot of jobs opening around town in your field. Why don't we pick up the phone and make a few phone calls right now? At which point she looks at him and almost burns him into a puddle of water and says something like, why would I want to do that? At which point he'll be totally confused and say, but you just said that you had a difficult day at the office. Yeah, I did, but you don't understand it. And from there it breaks down. Okay, and then he ends up going out to the temple for cold pasta because she's not happy with it. Right. So, many times, men too, there's no solution to our problem. We just want to talk about something, and by talking about it, we feel better. But if somebody interrupts and starts telling us about their life, etc., 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 criticizing, it doesn't help. Okay? So, for instance, I go to Chakratirtha Prabhu, I say, Prabhu, you know, it's the anniversary, you know, my mom, she died 15 years ago this month, and I'm really feeling some separation from her. And he responds, Anudama, she's not dead body. Get over it. Okay? Is that empathic listening? No. Does it make me feel any better? Not necessarily, okay? So there's ways we can listen to help people as one of the benefits, just to feel heard and feel valued, and I don't necessarily need a solution. I know she's not her body, but it still hurts. Okay? Got it? Okay. Third benefit. Irina.
To reveal inner understanding, often just expressing oneself to a sincere listener leads to answers within.
Okay, this is the mystical potency of empathic listening. Just by listening to people properly, oftentimes they come to their own solution. Okay, and when we practice in a few minutes, I think some of you may have that experience. Next one.
To build trust, before solutions are explored, trust must develop.
Okay, even sometimes we may need to offer a solution, or people may really need our help to come up with some, problem solving. But if we haven't listened properly, even if we have a good idea, they're not going to accept it because we haven't built trust. We haven't listened. So these are the 4 benefits of this, okay? So what I want everybody to do right now is spread around the room, find a partner. You need a partner. And I want you to situate yourselves like with your 2 chairs facing each other. Maybe some of you can move to the wall, some can move to the center. And then whenever you hear the cartels ringing, because it's a big group, I'm going to use this just to kind of get your attention. So move away from the tables. And again, some of you can go way to the back, some of you can come here in the middle. You want to be as far away from another pair as you possibly can so you don't interrupt each other's conversation. As best we can in this space. Okay, so everybody get a partner, and then go and sit in your chairs quietly, and then we'll tell you what to do next. So it's best if you can take a chair with you. You can take 2 chairs? Okay. Take a chair. It's better for you to take a chair. Okay?
You two make it. Maybe 3.